Okay guys, so in the previous video we saw what multi-class object detection is, and we also created a basic configuration file containing some paths and parameters. Now in this second part we will be pre-processing our data before we can prepare and train it. So with our configuration file implemented, let's now move on to creating our training script used to train our multi-class object detector with bounding box regression. So for this I will create a file called train.py in our project directory and start by importing the necessary packages. So the most notable one of them being the config.py file from our module directory, which has all our paths and hyperparameters. After that, we have imported the VGG16, which is the CNN architecture from TensorFlow and Keras modules. And to install TensorFlow on your system, you can run this command pip install TensorFlow in the command prompt. And we have other imports from TensorFlow and Keras, which consist of layer types, optimizers, and the image loading or pre-processing routines. So after this, we have the label binarizer, which is basically one-hot encoding implemented in scikit-learn. And to install scikit-learn on your system, you can run pip install sklearn. Then we have the train test split, which is sklearn's utility for partitioning our dataset into training and testing subsets. And it is followed by the paths from the immutils library for grabbing image file paths from a directory of our choice. Then we have matplotlib, which is Python's facto plotting package, followed by numpy, which is a standard numerical processing library. And then to install numpy, you can run the command pip install numpy. And then we have also imported OpenCV, which will just be used for one line of our entire code. And to install OpenCV, you can run this command on your command prompt. So now that our packages, files and methods are imported, let's initialize a few lists and start training our model. So we will start by initializing 4 empty lists which will be associated with our data. So before that, let's print a simple statement that will tell us that our dataset is being loaded. So I'll write loading dataset, and then my first empty list will be named data, which will contain all my images, followed by labels, which will contain my class labels, then B boxes, which will contain the target bounding box coordinates, and lastly the image paths, which will contain the file path of our images residing on the disk. So now that the lists are initialized, we will populate these lists with some data so that they can serve as an input for our model. So we will start by looping over our CSV annotation files. So for this, I'll write for CSV path in paths dot list files, and then I'll pass the annotation path from our config module and valid exits as the parameters to this. So this line is basically looping over our CSV annotation files. .csv, and after this we will load the contents of the current CSV annotation file. So we will grab all the rows in the file. So for this I'll write rows is equal to open CSV path dot read dot strip dot split and then a break line. Then we will loop over the rows, and inside our loop we unpack the comma delimited rows. So for this I'll write row is equal to row dot split and then a comma, and this will give us our file name, our x and y coordinates, which is start x, start y, end x and end y, and also the class label for the particular line in the CSV. So now let's work with these values. So we will derive the path to the input image and load the image and also grab its dimensions. So for this I'll use the image path derived from our config module, and then so config.imagePath, and then also the class label and the file name. So we load the images and extract its spatial dimensions, and for this we are relying on OpenCV, as you can see, and this is the only part in the whole entire code where we'll be using the OpenCV. After this, we will scale the bounding box coordinates relative to the original image's dimensions to the range from 0 to 1. So for this, we will mention our coordinates, which is start x, then I'll convert it to float of start x and then divide it by its spatial dimension. Same with start y, whose dimension is h, end x. So end x is equal to float end x divided by w, and finally end y is equal to float end y divided by h. So now let's load the image and pre-process it. So I will load the image from disk in Keras TensorFlow format and pre-process it. So image is equal to load img image path, and then we will resize our image to 224 into 224 pixels for our VGG16 based CNN. Now to finally close our data preparation loop, we will update each of our lists, which is the data, labels, B boxes and image paths respectively, with the updated values. So B boxes dot append yeah, it should be image capital P for image paths. Make sure you use the same variable name at every place, otherwise you might get an error. Okay, so now let's continue pre-processing our data. So we will come out of this loop and convert each of our data lists into NumPy arrays. So again, our 4 data list, which is the data labels, bounding boxes and image paths, will be converted into NumPy arrays. And for this we are using a function called array from the NumPy library. So np.array. So labels is equal to np.array, and then I'll pass the labels as an argument. And finally we'll convert our image paths list to a NumPy array. After this we will one hot encode our labels. So for this we will use our label binarizer as was mentioned earlier. So I will write labels is equal to lb.fit_transform and then pass labels as an argument. So lb, as we have defined above, stands for the label binarizer. Then we go on to make an exception for our two-class data. So if the classes are equal to 2, we will use the toCategorical function from the Keras or TensorFlow libraries and make the exception. So now let's go ahead and partition our data splits into training and testing splits. So using the scikit-learn's train test split, we partition our data into 80% for training and 20% for testing. So my test size will be 0.2, which will represent the 20% of the testing data, and then random state can be equal to 42. So after this we will unpack our data using the split data. So we are doing this via the method of list slicing. So we will do this for the train test images, train test labels, and this will be sliced with 2:4. Then the train test bounding boxes or the B boxes. And finally train test paths. So we will be using our testing image paths in our prediction script for the evaluation purposes. So for this, let us export them to the disk in a text file that we can use later on. So before this, let's print a statement that says saving testing image paths for our reference. Then we will go on to export this test paths into a text file. So for that, I'll use the open function and pass in the test paths as an argument. Then I will write these into the file. And then close it. So with this we can say that we are done pre-processing our entire data and it is now ready to be prepared and trained, which we will be doing in the next part.